So when I look at your golf swing, okay, go up to the top for me. I notice that you get in here and you keep the butt of the club pointing down towards the ground as you come down and work your hands out like this. So that gets everything steep, okay? So I like what your overall motion is, okay? I like your overall backswing is. It gets into a good spot here, okay? This is fine. But then from here, if you're gonna pull everything, you're gonna notice that this lead elbow stays lower than the trail elbow. You're gonna get in here and swipe, and you say you are prone to slices and pulls.
Right.
Correct? There you go. So that makes plenty of sense. Now when you set up, go ahead and set up here. I want to create a new feel, okay? Go up to the top of your backswing and stop. When you're coming down, you see how I have this, your arms hooked here? You're gonna feel as though this elbow gets beneath this elbow. Now if you'll look at this butt of this club, you didn't need a tilt there. You'll notice that the butt of the club is pointed more out towards the golf ball now, okay? That's a perfect spot to be in. From here, we can rotate through. You notice that club is coming more from the inside?
Yes.
Okay? That's gonna get rid of that over the top feel there, and you can just release everything down towards your target, okay?
So keep this elbow below this elbow.
That's the feel. I did a video about right arm under left, okay? You wanna be in a position in your downswing where that elbow is moving in. So a lot of players will tell you that they feel that elbow pointing to the golf ball in transition, right? There you go. I can deal with that little bit of tilt out of you, and then you just feel that release. That's a good combo feel for your golf swing. Even if whatever you have to do to get that club working more from the inside, even if it involves a little bit of tilt back, that's going to put you on a better plane, which is going to make you a much more functional golfer versus the guy who's.
When I start getting a little bit loose up here.
Sure. The second you get loose up there and just start pulling everything with your arms, like you have a very arm biased golf swing. Like your arms do a lot of the work. There's not a lot of rotation. But even if the arms are doing the work and you're a pull down guy, as long as you get in a position where the arms are pulling down and the butt of the club is working out and the club head is falling slightly behind your hands, you're going to be in a position. So that angle right there with your wrists really matters. And that comes from that elbow coming in and turning everything down. But just feel the butt of the club pointing more out to that golf ball and you'll be in a good spot. So let's kind of recap everything you've been working on, right? You're a good player. You can shoot in the 60s, okay, on a good day, but you're prone to a massive overhook, okay? Right. So the first thing we didn't attack anything in terms of your grip. Your grip is slightly strong and neutral, okay? You are a player who comes down with an open face, gets down near to impact, and gets everything flipping, right? That's your disastrous move, okay? So go ahead and set up here. I want to go through this feel. Now, when you're going back, go up to the top, everything stays the same. But when you start coming down, I want you to add a little bit of flexion here in this wrist, okay? That's getting the face more curled down. And then from here, you can just rotate everything through impact.
The feel I'm starting to get that's making it so much better is I'm turning the club face with my body and not with my hands.
Correct. That's what we're trying to get rid of that feel. You were getting in here and having that last minute throwdown,
right?
Okay? And that's what brings the big miss in. If you can get in here and feel your body's rotating and feel you're taking that high rate of closure out of play, right? It's going to make that miss margin a lot tighter. And we talked about the other feel for you is you were really under playing, right? Which caused you to need to flip everything out. If you can get in here and get that lead shoulder more down as you're working into the golf ball, so the first move is more down this direction, that's going to get the club more out. Now, a lot of people worry about coming over the top.
Right.
That ain't a worry for you. You're you can get so under. You need to get the club more out in front. And those two feels together took you from hitting a 5, 6, 7 yard hook into the hole into taking it into about a 2 or 3 yard draw, right? And I'm a big fan of the smaller draw pattern for players because I think it, you talk about eliminating one side of the golf course. That puts you in a position where, if it's small, you're still getting the curve, so you can still curve away from trouble, but you don't have to take up that big of a area to get the golf ball to stop, So
the other thing I like about the less of that is sometimes when it's a tight pin, that draw doesn't hold real well on the green.
Sure,
And it kicks
sure.
away, and that way it won't.
Sure, and now if you have that pin that's slightly right of center, you don't have to start it over the bunker on the right and hope it comes back. And then on the rare case that you don't get that draw, you just leave it out there and it goes in the bunker, right? You
One
can.
hole in my course where I have to start out over the water, which I really feel uncomfortable with.
Sure.
You know, so.
Yeah, if you can take that out of play, that's going to help you out massively right there. All right, so when I look at your setup, okay, you had a position where you got this trail knee more out than your lead knee, okay? So that put us in a position where you were snapping that knee back in your backswing, okay? I want you, when you're getting in here, to feel like you're going to stand tall and then sit into the golf ball. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Balls and feet.
Yep. And I want the pressure to feel more in the balls of your feet than the heels when you set up.
Yep.
Okay. Now, from that position, that's going to allow us to turn. Now, you talk about early extension. Okay. You get this leg locked out.
Yep.
It's really hard to sit back in transition. Does that make sense? You're going to be in a position where everything just locks out here, and then you start trying to go down this way. You're going to go down more. Club's going to start going out, and then you have to stand everything up.
Yep,
Okay?
correct.
Once I early extend, that club wants to move more behind my hands. Does that make sense? So that's the movement you're dealing with now. We want to be in a position where that leg doesn't lock out at all. Okay? So set up for me. There you go. Good. Everything feels nice and balanced there?
Yep.
Nice and neutral? Everything's in the balls of your feet?
Yep.
Okay, give me a good backswing turn here. Turn back. So you see how this knee is still coming out a little bit?
Yep.
Feel it comes in a little
Let's
bit?
lock out on the back.
Yep, there you go. You see how you still have flexion in that knee?
Yep. It's not
That's a
locked out.
really good position. From here, you can keep that ass back, transition into that golf ball without having to stand up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. Go up to the top. Okay. And all right, so from this position here, okay, you're still backing up a little bit, which gets that club a little bit too under.
Okay.
I want you to feel as though that lead shoulder is going to stay down longer. Now start sitting down. Sit down. Get the butt back. There you go. So you see how that club's getting close to parallel now, and the shoulders are level.
Yep.
Okay. From here, feel like you're going to push out of that lead side and rotate everything around. Okay. If you get this dipping too far back, you're going to kick the pelvis forward. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. I want you to be able to rotate around, and part of that is feeling that the shoulders are going to move more in this direction, okay? In your downswing, from here, everything can turn through versus getting you in a position where everything's going to go, you know, forward towards the target. There you go, and then keep clearing through impact. That's the feel you need to have. Everything gets out of the way, and you just rotate through that golf ball.
Hit a ball.
Sure, go ahead and hit one. Beautiful. Great golf swing.
Still locked out.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. I come out with new content every Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. Thanks a lot, you guys.